All right, welcome back, my beautiful people, to STR News and Digest, where we cover everything from travel trends, vacation rentals, and we update you on everything related to travel and the short-term rental industry. Now, finally back from my European trip. So I don't really have a whole lot of STR news or travel news to cover, but I want to go over a couple of things related to the trip. Now, I've done tons of social media. Um, One quick second, let me say hi to some people here. Those of you that are live with me, either on Instagram or YouTube, if you have any question, just comment below. I do not have Lorena with me today, so I can't cover Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, I apologize because I'm not going to be able to answer any questions on Facebook. But on Instagram, I will be, and also on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, hold on one second. Let me make sure I'm all situated here. And actually, what I'll do is it looks like we're having issues on Instagram. It says once you're let me see if I can edit this. I don't know why I'm having issues on Instagram. Let me try that again. I'm going to remove it, and let me see if I can put it back. Instagram. Put that code on. Save. Guys, bear with me for a second because I don't have Lorena with me, and so this part I hardly ever do. I may have to do a whole new Instagram. Public. Next. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a whole new Instagram. So let me remove this from here. But while I'm doing this, like I mentioned, if you are watching, you have any questions, and you're on Instagram, hopefully I can get this up and running, and then you guys can ask questions from there. Although it looks like Lorena gave me one. Let me use Lorena's link. Let me invite. Looks like I got Lorena, so let me invite her real quick. Shit. Anyway, I'm going to give you a recap of my trip to Europe. We're going to talk about Southwest. We're going to talk about the Wyndham Hotel. We're going to talk about my new ebook that is finally done, both in Spanish and English. I'm going to share the link of the ebook. And like I said, if I can get Lorena to hop on here real quick, I will also give you a preview. Edit this. All right, I will also give you a preview of the ebook. All right, now let me see. I just invited Lorena to come back on. See, there's 4 of you on YouTube. I'm trying to get the live stream for Instagram up and running. So hopefully, Lorena, if you're there and you're listening to me, go ahead and hop on and take care of that. No, it's not going to work. Not on my end anyways. It doesn't look like it's going to work for Instagram. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and continue. Lorena, if you get on, hit me up and I'll put it up. But so, like I just said, I got back late, super late last night. I'll tell you about the trip. But for 21 days, I had a phenomenal time. Traveled across Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria. Ended the trip in Munich, but we flew out of Frankfurt, Germany. We stayed at some beautiful Airbnbs, ate some great local cuisines. My highlight really was probably Austria and Switzerland, specifically Interlaken in Switzerland, where we went paragliding. My son and I had a good time there. We rented several boats. We went on the canals through Strasbourg. We went to a private Mozart concert and dinner. And this trip reminded me how important short-term rentals are, and how a short-term rental can make a trip authentic and unique. And I'll explain why throughout this. But here's what's important. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and make sure that you follow me on Instagram, because for the next probably month and a half, we're going to be releasing a lot of reels and photos related to this trip. So you get to see the beauty. Now, as I mentioned in my, I also did like a 4-part series on the trip. And you're going to see in that 4-part series that I'm constantly talking about how the photos and videos don't do it justice, meaning the places we went to and saw. Because I've seen those places in reels, in photos, and although beautiful, they didn't do it justice. When you're actually there, it really doesn't even look like it's real. The mountains, the snow-capped mountains, the waterfalls, the caves. It really looks like a screensaver when you're actually there. It's pretty interesting. But before I get into some of the trip and what we did on the trip, let me talk quickly about Southwest and the struggles they're having in 2025. Southwest right now is going through an identity crisis, and they're definitely struggling financially for many other reasons, right? There were once a reliable budget airline, and they're quickly struggling, and more importantly, they're struggling with their identity. They switched a lot of the stuff that they're really known for, right? I've talked about this a couple of times in various STR News. But it is really coming to a head. If you go on the Southwest X page or their Instagram, man, are they getting a lot of hate from loyal customers. Because one of the reasons you went to Southwest were because of the perks that you got. For example, Southwest, they never charge you for luggage. You can carry either two carry-on or a carry-on and a personal item, or you can check a bag, and you were never charged for that. Now you're being charged. They had sit anywhere seating. Now they don't have that. All the seatings were priced the same. Right? You didn't have to pay for a seat. Now you have to pay for seats. Now they created their premium line. I talked about how premium and the luxury market there's a big emphasis on that. And it's really what's sustaining the travel industry in Q4 of 2024 and now in Q1 in 2025, what really has sustained the travel industry has been the luxury market and or the unique stays. If you follow me, I've been talking about this for a very, very long time. So you're starting to see a lot of that, and this is probably one of the reasons why Southwest is starting to shift, because their model, although it had a very strong loyal following, for various reasons, they struggled. And they're because of the financial struggles that they had. The new CEO is completely revamping everything, which we'll see. Time will tell if that's a smart decision. Now, next up, Wyndham is getting into the experience economy in a very big way. Their new loyalty program isn't just about rooms anymore. It's about, you guessed it, an experience. They're adding tours, events, live music. Now, this is a big signal that the major hospitality players see the short-term rental model and experience as the way of the future. I talked a lot about the new the summer release from Airbnb and how they're doubling down on that experience. They're also doubling down on being more user friendly. They're also doubling down on being using AI to create a more specific and individualized travel itinerary. And you heard me, if you follow this channel, you heard me talk about how providing that unique experience to that traveler it's the goal for every company today. And Wyndham is no exception here, right? They're really doing a lot as it relates to that travel, experience-driven travel, and they're taking notes from their competition, as I mentioned, and you're going to see a big change in what Wyndham is doing. Now, let's switch over about travel trends, right? I talked about how a lot of people in the media have been reporting that the U.S. travel market has slowed down, and in many cases, they're predicting a reduction in travel in U.S. travel. Now, as I mentioned, I personally have not seen it, and I'm going to read to you what Australian Airlines CEO recently was quoted in saying, and I'm going to read straight from the article. She was interviewed by Gordon Smith, who is a reporter for Skift. And the title of the article is Australian Airlines CEO Fact Checks Exaggerated U.S. Border Stories, right? And you've been hearing a lot of people in the media saying that there's been a lot of incidents and horror stories of people flying into the U.S. and either being rejected or in some cases even being arrested for immigration policy violations, et cetera, et cetera. Well, she was quoted as saying, and I'm going to read right off the article, with headlines swirling about tourists being denied entry into the U.S., Australian Airlines CEO Annette Manning is stepping in to reframe that narrative. When fear threatens bookings, data can help limit the damage. People, I've been saying this from the very get-go, and the data clearly isn't fitting the narrative, right? It is not. And this particular CEO is coming out and saying it. Australian CEO is pushing back on exaggerated social media stories about travel to the United States. In a colorful LinkedIn post published on Thursday morning, Manny sought to address anxiety among those inbound travelers about crossing the U.S. border. There's no need to fear a random denied entry, she stated. And I can tell you that she's 100% right. right? I've been saying it. I don't know where these people are getting their predictions or why they're predicting this downturn and how there's all these issues at the border, and there isn't. And I even read in one article in which the reporter, and this is a Miami Herald reporter, wrote an article and stated that they're seeing more foreigners being secondary and for no valid reason. Well, here, let me set the record straight on this freaking reporter. And I know this firsthand because of what I did in my prior life. Secondary searches have always existed. This isn't new. Secondary searches have always existed. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when you're flying into internationally, you have to go through customs and immigration. And oftentimes and it's based on that criteria. There's a checklist of stuff that has to happen. And I'm going to give you my personal experience and why I often get secondary. But let's say a flight coming in from Colombia. Every flight that comes in, and I'm going to give you the scenario on a particular flight. If you're flying in from, let's say, Medellin, Colombia, into Fort Lauderdale Airport, at least 10% of the people in that plane will have a secondary search or will be interviewed a little bit more extensively than the average. Has nothing to do with immigration policy. It is standard protocol for them to do that. And there's certain checklists. And I mentioned this on a prior STR News, some of the stuff that TSA looks for to do secondary searches. There's indicators and there's red flags they look for. I won't go in depth on these red flags or these indicators because I did a whole video on it, and you can check that video. And that it's titled 10. I think it's titled 10 new ban items by TSA. Just look at my library and see what the video is. But here's the deal. I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm usually a solo traveler. That in and of itself, it's one of the stuff that I refer to as the checklist, right? It is an indicator that custom officer needs to dig in a little deeper. Why am I traveling by myself? That's number one. Number two is, when did I purchase my plane, or when did the person purchase that plane ticket, and how did they purchase that plane ticket? Now, the big red flag, if you purchase that plane ticket in cash, meaning you go someplace and purchase cash. But the other indicator is if you bought it the day before the flight, right? That's an indicator. Solo traveler purchased that flight the day before, right? And how many days are you traveling for? And does what you're carrying, your luggage, does it match for the days that you're traveling for? So, for example, if you're coming from Colombia and you're saying that you're only going to stay here to go to Disney World for 3 days, but you brought 4 big suitcases, that's a red flag, people. You're going to get secondary, or you're going to have additional questions to ask. Is why are you bringing four luggage? Or vice versa in my case. Like, for example, on this trip to Europe, I only travel with a backpack. And when the immigration officer, when questioned me, where's your luggage? I'm like, I don't have luggage. This is all I'm packing. And they're like, you're coming here for 21 days and that's all you carry? Yes, that's all I'm carrying. So they have additional questions. And oftentimes, not super often, but probably more than normal, I get secondary. They tell me, go to the secondary area so we can search your bag a little more. It's normal. It's custom. It's been happening for decades. It's nothing new. So, and I'm going on this rant because there's a lot of fear-mongering going on for those that are foreigners and wanting to come to the U.S. And there's a lot of people in the media trying to discourage travel. Listen, travel's full-blown. I haven't seen the numbers. Anyway, let me move on to the next story. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so let me talk a little bit more about the trip itself. And there's a couple of things that I need you guys to really be cautious of, and that is some of the reasons why people miss their flight or get rejected from boarding. I've already talked about this a couple of times, but it's important for you guys to know this. And take it from me, even from a person like me that I travel all the time, I almost got rejected for boarding, and I'll mention it. So a couple of things. When you're traveling, and this is whether you're traveling domestic or international, you know how they say get there, if it's a domestic flight, get there 2 to 3 hours early. International, extend that by an hour or two. Here's the deal. If you get to the airport early, don't go to the gate. There's gate agents that their sole job is to check people that are waiting to see if if you have a carry-on, to see if you pay for that carry-on, to see if that carry-on is oversized. So you get extra scrutiny when you're at the gate early. So don't go to the gate early. Secondly, make sure that you have your passport. If you're traveling international, make sure that your passport is valid for a minimum of 6 months for your flight, meaning you have to have your passport cannot expire within 6 months of your travel date. Most countries, the U.S., if you're flying from the U.S. internationally, they're going to let you leave, but when you land there, they're not going to let you enter the country if your passport is not valid for more than 6 months. Secondly, make sure that your passport has a minimum of 2 clear sheets, 2 full, front and back, clear sheets. If it doesn't have it, they're not going to let you in. You have to have at least 2. In addition to that, the name on your boarding pass has to match exactly as the name of your government ID or passport. Here's my story. I flew from Washington, D.C. I was going to Frankfurt, but I had a layover in Lisbon. When I get to Lisbon, now they let me get on that plane with that boarding pass from Washington to Lisbon. I get to Lisbon. When I was boarding from Lisbon to Frankfurt, the gate agent noticed that my boarding pass had both my last names, my father's last name and my mother's last name, but my passport did not have that. So she's like, I can't let you get in. Do you have any government issued ID that shows your mother's maiden name or your mother's last name on the passport? Well, I didn't have it. So I almost missed my flight, but luckily I got there early. Because I had business class ticket, I was one of the first to board. So I had time to dispute it and get immigration involved so that they can verify who I was and I can board this plane. I didn't get to board with everyone else. I was one of the last ones to board because of that delay. But luckily, I had time to fix that. If I didn't have that business class ticket and I wasn't one of the first to board, I probably wouldn't have made it because it took about 45 minutes to get immigration there to verify who I was for them to let me on the plane. And secondly, one of the things that I learned as a result of that is that once that ticket is issued, and let's say you, like in my case, I caught the mistake after I landed. To fix that name change, it's impossible. I called the airline. They said they can't fix it. So my concern was on my return whether or not I was going to have the same issue. Luckily, I didn't have the issue because no one really cared except for that one specific agent who, I applaud her for doing her job. But she's one of the check of the box people. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that more because I've already discussed that endlessly. But make sure that that's the case. Make sure that you have everything matches so you don't have that issue. Anyway, my beautiful people, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to end it there, especially since I don't have Lorena helping me to answer any questions that you may have. do me a big favor, because this is a big ask. I've been doing this in all my videos. Make sure you comment something on this video, whether it's hi, introduce yourself to me. If I don't know you personally, comment or ask a question of what topics you, as it relates to travel or short-term rentals, what topic you want to talk about. Again, follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to, on this European trip, we did a lot of content. We visited a lot of beautiful places. There are probably some funny videos, because we did, I did bite or took a bite or more than I can handle on one of the bike rides. And I'll briefly tell you, we were going to the 72 waterfalls in a small town about an hour from Interlaken. And I rode, we rode bikes to go to this town. And I didn't notice the elevation, right? It was from where we were to the top of where the waterfalls were about 3,000 feet of elevation. It was actually, to be exact, I don't know if it was actually 3,000 feet, but it was 1,800 meters of elevation to go up there. And I got to tell you, it was tough. It was challenging. Well worth it when we got there. But I was like, holy smokes, am I going to make this ride? It was a little challenging to get up there, but you'll see it in the video. Anyway, love you guys. Those that are watching, thank you for watching. Those that watch this on the replay, again, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. But more importantly, comment. I need some comments. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Imagine a vacation where every detail is tailored just for you. That's the Dream Vacations and Rentals by PMI difference. We're not just another rental company. We're your personal vacation curators focused on you, our guest. From hand-picked properties to curated local experiences, we craft personalized journeys. Our marketing reaches you with the perfect options, matching your unique travel style. With Dream Vacations and Rentals by PMI, your perfect getaway is just a click away. Visit our website to book your dream vacation today and experience the PMI difference.